Alright guys, we're almost finishing the game. We got the last two characters now. Rebecca and is it Luke? I think. Let's look at the branching tree. Oh no, we're on Rebecca, Ashton, and then Luke. Oh, how can I forget? But Rebecca seems to be a massive tree. Look at this thing, man. Oh, there's this long line on all the way on the top, man. I guess we can skip everything. But there seems to be only one ending for her. Wait, maybe two endings. There's one over here, and the other one is over. Oh, three endings. Okay, so maybe three endings for her. Let's keep our cool and make sure she does not die. Thank you guys very much for the support. Again, I've been saying it before. After again that you guys actually helped me read a lot better. I know I'm still bad at it, but it's I used to have like speech problems. So thank you guys. Thank you. Now, okay, let's do it. That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it, but this is far from one, isn't it? A riveting tale, that is. The mild breeze, the faint murmurs, the warm rays painting every nook cranny of a fiery hue. They're all as real as they can get. As much as I want to write a little tale out of this, I'm still far from someone who can. Fleeting fancies, that's what these are. Merely passing thoughts to occupy idle mind, while waiting for another busy workday to end. Then again, maybe another life. I am one? Who knows? But at present, what have I, and what have I chosen to be? Well,
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I had imagined as a child. If I weren't so stubborn and so passionate about the whole idea, I probably would quit a long time ago. But it's always the kids that make it worthwhile, isn't it? As if an agreement, as soon as my pen slides in a neat circle against the paper I'm grading, the final bell rings. Like a dam that has opened, students begin to piling out into the hallway soon after. For a short minute, I let the noise fill my ears. I let my mind wander off to a place far removed from all the hubbub. Is that even a word? I'd never seen it before. Solitary moments like this have come few and far between lately. Even my own home hasn't been as quiet as usually I prefer. Though in hindsight, the entire place hasn't been the same either, since Isabella moved in next door. And if we're puzzling over a minor cold last week tells anything, I might as well throw out any idea of solitude out the nearest balcony, so long as she lives nearby. At the memory, my eyes automatically shifts over the bottle sitting at the edge of my desk. A chuckle escaped from me as I reached for it.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That big baby.
Mother hen, she calls me, and then sis does the same thing right after. It's not like I'm unused to being on the receiving end of other people's worries, or I feel any sort of apprehension over her fretting. If I'm to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute and then act like a responsible adult next. But there's a dissonance there, both in her action and words. Although she may not look like it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer, one way or another, I know these troubles have weighed down her lately. Her face says it all. That big Humpty. If she thinks I wouldn't notice, she's got another thing coming for her. That's how she always been. I do understand that part, loud and clear. It's just that I'd really rather not pass another burden on to her.
Or become one myself.
Is that all you're gonna say throughout all sentences? Are you talking to me? Could you just narrate these all by yourself? So we can just enjoy it? Or am I supposed to be the one taking care of them? Though I guess that's simply one of those things people eventually grew away from, since you have all started leading different lives. Not completely different, I hope. Somehow that thought makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before a strange idea can take root in my head, a faint buzz comes from my back. cutting through the rest of my thoughts. It's a small frown formed on my lips when the screen lights up, and an unknown number flashes. For a long time I thought Hoover was the answer button. Even the voice responds once I do accept the call is wholly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Oh, goodness. Finally, it connects. Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Yes, Yes, speaking. Who is this?
Oh, sorry. Rose Cooper. Briar Realty Corporation.
Oh, Rose.
Briar Realty?
My frown deepens as I strain for my chair. Something in her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't sit quite well with me. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help ease the tension that has suddenly descended, either.
Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Ermengarde Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella, actually.
She wastes no time relaying everything. The details she provided me admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get a guess of what happened. It isn't the bad sort I'm expecting, though still worrying. Especially the word panic attack and pale look a bit sickly, woven together in one four-body sentence. But as quickly as it surfaced, I stumped down on the urge to demand answers, and right there and then. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I'll find out soon enough regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she either hesitates nor falters all thought throughout. There's some sort of comfort in knowing Isabella has someone like her to guide her. Not for long! Though not as much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances that she just said a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high. Oh, she's going to hear it this time.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxbourne. I really don't want her going off on her own. I'd do it myself, but you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
The faint hum of conversation echoes from her end. It sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you expect from a regular open house. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxbourne outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour drive from the comforts of a city? But from what I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about this sale. If I didn't understand why she would be so adamant in refusing my offer to help before, I think I do now, to some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. They can be difficult when they want to be. Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? That shouldn't be too hard to miss.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Oh, believe me, I know. Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
The whole thing ends a surprisingly pleasant note. If only the same can be said for the news she brought. I allow a brief minute to pass, to ease whatever tension has latched itself firmly to my nerves. But no matter how much I wish for it, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the paper I pretend to arrange after. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of grimmer than the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this whole thing, along with the sudden unease and nagging worry, screams off. Wrong. This isn't the riveting tale I hope to step in today. Even on a rush, getting everything in order before leaving takes nearly a good quarter an hour. By the time I make it out of the classroom, the commotion has already died down, dwindling to mere echoes and distant laughters. From nearby rooms, melody from the rehearsed band drifts freely into air, filling the almost empty hallway with their warm, lively tunes. Any other day I'll stop basing the music and enjoy the little peace it brings. Not today, however. My steps are brisk and sure as I march into indoor hall's exit. The sooner I confirm Isabel is okay, the sooner I can shake this niggling feeling. For one reason or another, that single call of all possible things, I throw everything off kilter. I'd rather be over with this as quickly as possible. So much that I nearly barrel over a student in my taste. Though perhaps it's really the other way around. Oh, what the? Alright, there's something going on here. Everyone in the background seems so mature, like high schoolish. Only this kid that's like really tiny and small. If you replace her body with something, like a grown adult figure female, she wouldn't be seen as a kid. When I look down, a set of eyes, bright and hopeful, stare back at me. Her arms wrap around my waist like a vase, and at my attention, a grin spreads over her face. Buenas tardes, Miss Pink.
Hello, Kylie. You aren't supposed to run into people like that.
Sorry, Miss Pink. She loses her hold on me, not a hint of guilt or regrets appear on her. If anything, it seems remarkable only amused her. A smile appeared on my face before I can help it, matching the one on her own.
Just remember not to do it again, alright? You could get hurt.
You sound like my mama when she's scolding Rowan, Miss Pink.
I'm sure your mama only means well. I know she'll be worried sick if one of you were to get hurt. Where's your brother anyway? Aren't you two supposed to be heading home now?
Rowan said he's got some stuff he needs to do before we go. I think he's taking too long. But he promised to buy me jelly babies today if I keep what he's doing a secret from Mama and Papa.
Jelly babies?
Any chance you'll tell Miss Pink about it?
She shakes her head. Both her hands are going to her mouth as if to keep a precious secret from spilling out.
I made a promise. He said it's for Tio Luke.
Oh, something like a gift?
Like a deal. Tio promised to take him somewhere cool when he's old enough. Rowan's gonna prove he's a grown-up.
Laughter slipped free from my lips. The teacher wants me to give whoever this Tio a remitted for bringing about this kind of behavior in children. But if both as a Suarez kids are so fond of him, there shouldn't be anything to worry about, yes? At any rate, they are nothing but well-behaved, both Kylie and her brother. Rowan, the oldest, may have occasional odd streak in and out of class, but their parents taught them well. I see no reason to cast any suspicion of bad behavior on them.
As long as it isn't anything dangerous, alright?
It's not. Cross my heart. My drawings are a lot prettier than what he's doing anyway. Tio said so.
Cross my heart?
Do you want to see? I drew one earlier at class.
Is that why you're here?
Not really. I was gonna show it to my friend first. But since it's you, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you see it before she does.
Oh no. I can't stay right now, Kylie.
Her face falls immediately. After words are out, a small part of me feels responsible with that crestfallen look. But as much as I want to stay a little longer, there's another place I need to be right now. And frankly, another child to look after. Taking both her hands, I kneel in front of her and muster the most rueful smile I can give. At her age, I'm quite sure she already understands what I'm about to say before they are even out. But remarkably, she doesn't look away or pawn as I'm expecting her to.
I'm sorry. You know what? Rowan has a class with me on Monday around this time. Why don't you drop by again next week? After class? I'll even make sure to wait for you. It's just that I absolutely must leave now. My friend had an accident earlier, and I'm the only one she has here.
What about her mama and papa?
Her family lives really far from here, I'm afraid. Do you remember where Asia is? The southeast part? That's where they are.
Her eyes immediately lights out my question. Just like that, I know I have earned a girl's forgiveness.
Oh, just like Takako.
Who?
My friend. She said she used to live there, only just a little higher than southeast. But she hasn't come home in a long time, so she doesn't remember much about it anymore. Melody says it's weird I talked to her, but I think she's just shot. They could be good friends too! Don't you think so, Miss Pink?
Maybe if you introduce them properly, they will be.
That's what I think. Takako's just lonely. If she makes more friends, she won't be anymore. Is your friend like that too?
A little, possibly. To be honest, sometimes I can't tell with her.
After all, Isabella has always been the kind holds a smile, even when things are taking a turn for the worse. 5 years and one would think is enough time to know a person. But when you consider it, come to think of it, all these years, I have never, not even once, seen her cry. Not over a trivial matter or even the things are tough.
Okay, you can go to her. I'll just show you my drawing next time.
Thank you. Remind me to buy you a huge glass of parfait, all right?
No, I'll get a stomachache. Takako says so. A small one is okay.
I'll remember that. Say hi to your friend for me.
I will. I'm sure she'd love to meet you too. See you, Miss Pink.
I'll see you later, Kylie.
London Bridge is falling down.
She doesn't look back or wait for any sort of goodbye from me. With a sound and extra spring in her steps, she bounces across the corridor as much as spirit only a child her age can have. As if the conversation had never taken any downhill turn for her at all. As if there isn't a single worry to worry about this world. Not long after, she disappeared behind the door, leaving behind strings of old familiar rain lingering in the air. Carefree, unbidden, untroubled moments like this, I envy her. As I resume my hurried pace, a tiny whisper in the back of my mind wishes the same can be said of myself and my own worries. Luxmore may be a small city, but it's no stranger to hellish rush traffic. Our traffic. But surprisingly, get out of the city today proves more than a breeze and a hassle. A relief considering how none of my calls to Isabella have made it through. Either the reception is really bad over there, or she's just annoying it on purpose. Both does nothing to ease the disquiet in me. Disquiet? The rest of my drive passes without much incident as soon as I am out on the busy street. In less than 30 minutes, the mansion looms ahead of me. For all the fuss Isabel made about this house, it remains a thing of beauty. Unlike Luxmore, the estate and the nearby insolent village stands as a completely opposite. Oh boy, living and breathing the sounds of the old whisper of once booming, having linger in the air. Contemporary convenience aside, it's a place I'm glad modernization hasn't wholly touched.
It's just a shame the locals know more of the silly hearsay than the history itself. If I could only knock some sense into these people!
Sadly, complaining is all I can afford to do. As much as I want to give them a peace of mind, it isn't why I'm here. I don't think these rich types will appreciate getting a lecture from me either. I have as much business with them as they have with me. With a heavy sigh, I give my one last second to take the scenery before heading up to main entrance. Most of the guests are already heading out, though some still linger. It's mainly just to take photos of the house for scale with its various rooms. I pause for a moment, scanning the small crowd gathering on the foyer, looking for any sign of that familiar ponytail among the scene of hats and heads.
No sign of her.
There's no sign of other staff or Miss Cooper either. I can certainly look for Isabel on my own, but in a place this big, I'll be lucky if I didn't end up lost or find her before we need to meet with Zachary and Ash tonight. Oh hey, sighing, I raise my phone and redial her number. The gesture familiar now after so many attempts earlier. If she doesn't answer, I can still try contacting Miss Cooper. I just hope the network reception will cooperate this time. This side of this country has never been popular with the tech savvy after all. To my relief, it only took 3 unsuccessful tries. On the fourth one, right as I was about to switch to another intercept message, the line finally rings. Silence follows as I wait for her to pick up. The ring over far too long for my taste. By now, most of the visitors have already cleaned out. All I have company is the faint murmurs and their eerie calmness left in their wake. A sudden hush settles and gives you noise louder than they are ever meant to be. Doors creaking, slamming shut in a distant part of the mansion. Floorboards growing under sheer weight of the house's history. In the now empty hall, they all reverberate with special clarity against the walls. Dude, the phone's still ringing. You shouldn't put this much tax into it. Like this old story seems to be almost having a ring of truth to it. I don't get astray far through the ugly line of thought, however. Not a second later, a click sound from the other end.
Hello? Isabella? Miss Cooper called earlier and...
Oh, not her again. Oh, helping me.
Isabella? Belle? Are you alright?
Without any warning, the cut gets cut off. Busy nose blurs sharply against the heavy silence. But above the noise cutting through the mute air, silent remained the faint cries of a woman. And beyond the foyer, my hands fall my side as I cast a worried look around, waiting for someone to come running. Surely I can't be the only one here hearing this. There must still be some staff hanging around, checking things out. But no one does, not even when her sobs turn to frantic and anguished.
Excuse me? Hello?
You should tell her to piss off.
Who's there? Isabella? Isabella? Is that you?
No answer. Growing anxious, I amble over her cries from each step slowly and cautiously towards the door on the other end of the room. While I'm far from someone who readily gives to fear or stories lacking factual basis, the vague restless feeling you have earlier immediately returns to me. And despite myself, my heart begins to race and my breathing quickens.
Belle? Belle, it's me. Miss Cooper called. Is everything okay?
Abruptly, all of it stopped. My whole body tenses, mouth dragging in a ragged breath, ears straining for another sound yet to come from the other side. But nothing follows. Instead, the quiet only lends itself to heavy tension air, as if a small movement would disturb the fragile stillness hanging in the room. I wait for another second. Then, with a caution, I reach for the doorknob. My fingers barely graze the brass handle when a hand falls over my shoulder.
Excuse me, ma'am? I am so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
No, it's...
Still reeling, my gaze shift back to the door, as if any second the cries would start again, or whoever inside would burst out of the room. But I don't get to dwell on those. The man's worried voice breaks through the haze of my mind again, oddly soothing in the thick of my unease. Even concerned looks come from a total stranger. Finally, being in the company of someone else is somehow comforting.
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Oh, no, I'm fine. This is probably just some cold.
Do you need to sit down?
No need. I'm actually looking for a friend.
I waited a moment in front of her, like the gesture alone explained everything. Vaguely, I note my tip grip on it and quickly slipped to my pocket before she noticed. She doesn't need to know.
Well, I'm not really sure if your friend would still be here. We're actually about to close the open house in a few minutes, ma'am.
No worries. She's not a guest here. She works for Briar Realty. Miss Cooper called me earlier. In fact, I'm also looking for her.
Recognition flashes her eye and her worried expression dissolves into a smile at once. It's all I need to know that I don't have to look elsewhere or venture deeper into the dimension on my own. In some way, I'm not too keen on the letter right now.
Oh, Miss Rebecca Gales, is it?
Yes. Sorry if I'm a bit late.
It's not a problem. I was busy with the open house and a few clients anyway. It's actually a good thing you came when you did. Let's see. Isabella should be here somewhere. I told her to stay put earlier. Girl never listens.
Rose? Rosie? May I have a minute? There's just this one little thing before we go.
Miss Cooper's head immediately snaps out at the voice. In a blink, a different kind of smile spreads on her face. A smile still, friendly even, but a kind given mainly for the sake of pleasing other people rather than making friends.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there in a few.
It's an impressive thing, to say the least. That level of professionalism. I suppose working years in this kind of business trains you enough to be able to pull that off without batting an eye. It certainly didn't seem to have rubbed off on Isabella, though.
Sorry, could you give me a second? I have to take care of this.
Don't worry about it. I understand. I can wait a few more minutes. Clients, right?
You won't hear anything from me. Priorities, you know? But if you want, you can stay at the parlor in the meantime. I think we have a few refreshments left.
No, thank you. I'm going out with a few friends after this. Isabella's supposed to join us too. But that depends on how she's doing, of course.
All right, this won't be long, I promise.
She throws an apologetic look before saunting over the small group gathered at the entrance. Oh, cool. Everyone's here. A couple are sibling and another woman, probably their secretary. Either way, they seem no different from the other guests. All three of them primly dressed, albeit in a manner significantly simpler than the others. No frills, no extravagance of any form. But their gesture and movement alone speak volume of their ingrained lifestyle. In their presence, I do what I can to appear inconspicuous on my side of the foyer. Maybe accepting Miss Cooper's offer would be a much better choice than standing around awkwardly and gaping at them. While also attempting my best not to listen to their conversation, although that one proves more difficult with now. Enthusiastic, the blonde woman is. Her voice easily echoes throughout the walls with only 5 of us here. Pretty soon, I find myself being drawn to their talk without meaning to.
Tomorrow? First thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning, ma'am.
The mundane talk isn't what catches my attention, however.
Very well. We'll have our lawyers prepare everything as soon as possible. Let's make this whole thing easier for everyone, shall we? Just let me know if there's anything you need from me. You know how to contact me, yes?
Got your mobile number saved here already.
Good. It's just a matter of time then.
And it's a brief moment, a fleeting shift of my eyes.
Monday for us, Marianne.
As long as you're positive, we won't be having any problems by that time. You can count on my team.
You worry too much. Let me handle those things. Do be thrilled, though. I imagine it's not every day you get projects like this, hmm?
At the instant I turn my gaze on him, I see
Oh,
it.
I'm certain Mint's ecstatic, Buttercup. Aren't you, Marianne? You know,
What
we
the
could
hell?
all celebrate this with a few drinks. Why don't we?
Oh, what the hell is going on with Luke? Do you guys see the black aura surrounding him?
In fact, there's this really excellent Irish pub I visited a few days ago.
Looming, hover over his shoulders, drawn to him like a moth to flame. A dark blur. No, a shadow.
I think I'll pass on that, sir. I have more important matters to attend to.
Darling, your liver. You already had a glass today, and apparently a few days ago as well. How many times do we have to remind you? Doctor's orders, remember?
That's a shame. You never let me do anything fun.
I started trying to make things of it. A heavy feeling descends over my whole body. It happens without warning, forcing me to close my eyes. The sensation creeps into every part of me, crawling on my skin and draining me little by little of any strength. Before I know it, my hands gripping on nearby door for support. The start of nausea draws out the voice and what little sound there is, all except for the whisper and laughters, judging, mocking, taunting, muffled, inaudible words bearing down on me like a death sentence. They wrap around my neck and limbs, biting tightly with every syllable, every utterance, and with every drawn breath I take, they drag me down slowly, almost painfully into a bottomless abyss. Oh, on and on and on, till the sound turns to mere distant echoes, until suddenly it shatters.
Well, what are we waiting for? Are we done here?
The blonde bloke? Oh, there. His voice ripped through the fog like sharp blade, and my eyes snaps open. When I look to him again, it's gone.
Just a second, darling.
Is there... Okay.
Send my regards to Isabel, please. Poor girl. Please let her know she doesn't have to worry, and tell her to get some rest.
Hold on. I haven't made any choices lately yet, so I was wondering what kind of path am I on. Okay, I guess I did. Okay, so the first choice coming out soon.
Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Likewise, ma'am.
No shadow in the dark clouds. Only cable smiles and cordial handshakes, the usual pleasantries. As Miss Cooper leads them out in the mansion like graceful host. None of the group seems to have noticed it, and even as I force my breath to count down, keep my eyes straight on their back, and wait for something to happen, it didn't come back. She returns a moment later. Gently she closed the great door behind her, but there's a smile on her lips and an extra skip in her step when she walked back to me. Whatever she was discussing with the group had put her in a good mood. Even she appears to not observe anything odd. Was I just seeing things?
Glad that was over. It's been a long day. I thought for sure we're going to... hey, are you sure you're doing okay? You look a bit green.
It's all good. I'm actually still recovering from a cold. Weather's been crazy lately.
That must be it. The weather, the stupid cold, and the friendly warning I'm too stubborn to listen to. As much as I hate to admit it, Isabel is right. I was and still a little feverish when she visited me at school this morning. The medicine helped, of course, but only some. Although it's not like I can't function, it did get better after lunch, and I was able to go through my schedule like the usual. Now I'm not so sure. However, I can't keep acting that I've seen sort of a apparition when it's anything but. I simply must listen too many stories to Isabel last week. My fever model mind has started to confuse things. If this doesn't let up, I just need another visit to my doctor. Plain and simple. Though I do hope it won't get worse. We did promise to watch Zach's film together.
I know what you mean. I've been complaining to Isabel. It doesn't seem to affect her much, though. Must be because she grew up in the tropics. Anyway, shall we? She's probably hanging out with the rest of the catering staff.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's there. She eats like 10 hungry men when she isn't feeling well. Lead the way.
With a small nod, she gestured for me to follow. I do so without much thought and finally put everything back in my mind. Alright. So, not the journal. I still need to make a choice. I thought that was okay, cool. Its entire visit took a whole 24 minutes, and my trip to the mansion, as it turns out, is a useless endeavor in itself. Isabella is no longer there, left shortly before I arrived. Well, at least that's what the few staff who saw her assumed. None of them knew where she went, but I can take a few guesses. There are only a number of places Luxembourg she frequents, and, well, she is never the complex kind. It doesn't really take a genius to figure out. Still, it's odd she left on her own. She could have at least waited for Miss Cooper. It would have saved her having to pay the cab fare twice today.
And right after she was told to stay put. I mean, who does that? Oh, sod off! You don't own the road!
In the end, Miss Cooper could have given me a string of apologies for my trouble, in a quest to let her know where to find Isabella. The whole affair didn't even last long. I probably spent more time traveling back and forth. Soon enough, I'm weaving my way back to downtown Luxembourg. Worried sick, and on top of that, maybe a little annoyed. Whether on unexpected external events or at Isabella herself, I'd rather not think about it for now. Not when I'm ready to run late for Zachary's film. Besides, I'm perfectly sure that's where I'll find her. And one was expect, people are already gathered at the movie house when I get to it. The small venue where it located has been closed down early for the passing traffic to make sure for the avid moviegoers who they have some weird text to go around the story to show a crowded venue. I have to park almost a street away and walk the remaining distance because of it. Looking for them has taken a while and the crowd is big, but I eventually spot them near the entrance. Thanks to Zachary mostly, and like I surmised, Isabella's with them.
I knew it.
Wasting no time, march over to a little group. Words filled with concern tumbling out my mouth before I can stop myself.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Becca, you're just in time.
An odd expression crossed her face as I hold it with both hands, but I ignored in favor of getting a good look at her, forcing her to keep still and fixing her gaze at me.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
How are you? Are you alright?
Why wouldn't I be?
There doesn't seem to be any visible injury, nor does she appear to be in pain. Apart from the confusing frown in my question, she looks pretty much like she would any other day. Even so, you can't really tell those things are with her at first glance. The last time she got sick, she never bothered to call anyone, even me, who lives right next door. If I hadn't checked on her then, she probably would have died on her bed with the rest of us none the wiser. It's one thing we laugh about now, but moments like those also teach you something about a person. If anything, it has given me more reason to constantly worry about her. At the moment a familiar name comes up, I know my concerns right now aren't completely baseless.
Rose called me earlier.
Her expression swiftly changes, and gently as she can, Isabella pushes my hand away. Yet even before she says anything, I already have a hunch how this whole thing will play out.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Oh god, I almost feel like you don't need to read the sentence, just listen to the talk, that's the whole story. Then and there, the whole conversation goes down as I imagined. She dodges my hair when I reach for her back, intending to check on said injury myself. Even makes a show of hiding behind Zachary just to avoid me. Instant, that's supposed to be a simple inquiry dissolved in a shameless game of tag. Shouting and chasing like none of us can be bothered to act the full-grown adults we're supposed to be. Including Ash. I wouldn't put it past Isabella, but Ash out of everyone? In fact, if that stupid smirk on his face tells me anything, he finds this whole mess amusing. Oh, for the love of...
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her earlier.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this, just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
This moment pause. My hands still meander as my attention shifts to Ashton, the words he leaves hanging up between the four of us. He doesn't meet my eye. I don't think he's even aware of what he said. But the meaning in each syllable alone is clear. And they echo. They sting. They burn.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Of course. Of course. Why would Isabella leave our own after being told to stay put? After our little chat about money this morning, something close to silence falls while I mull over the words. Both what's already been said and what's left unspoken. And when I do find my voice, it only reeks of nothing but bitter, unpleasant thoughts. Thoughts of what I quickly stomp out before they surface. Thoughts I hide the best I can in the deepest part of my mind, locking it away for no one to see.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least.
Oh, she's jealous. Good. As I try his mind, the green-eyed monster easily rears its ugly head. Like it always does every time she glazed liquor a second longer. Every time he smiled in a manner far too gentle, far too sincere, whatever he thinks no one can see. Every time my mind suggests his words mean more than they should. Every small, little thing. Despite what he says, despite his tone.
Look, you guys.
For all I know, it may just be the same kind of fondness born from friendship. Maybe I'm simply overthinking like he often tells me. Or maybe there's really is something there. But I sure displayed impatience. I know the whole of it just now. Just for show. After all, growing up together with him didn't teach me nothing about him. For whose sake is it this time, though? For him? For Zachary? For her? Or for me? That I can tell.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
My mouth opens and snaps shut almost quickly, forming a thin, hard line instead. I can't respond, not because there's nothing to say. On the contrary, there's plenty, so many things I can use to reason and get him to agree. But because he speaks with such much certainty, with much reassurance, it feels like there isn't even a choice. All I can give is a long, deep breath and a reluctant nod in the face of it. Before I can get a grip myself of my own weakness, the mood immediately shifts. I'm being tackled into a hug.
Thanks, Becca. It's always been you with him, isn't it? Did you say something? Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
A lie, obviously. What can it be? Each and every smile and tiny effort to keep things as they are, or so I tell myself. Little do I know, this is merely a preamble. It starts quietly without fanfare, amidst friendly jibs and harmless teasing, with the scrap of paper floating harmlessly to the ground. Oh, that! Looks like such a cheap Halloween prank no matter how you look at it. Yet, despite how ludicrous of all, Isabella stubbornly insists, as if her whole life depends on acknowledging the truth in her story. Does she even realize how bizarre she sounds now? Crivens, even my students won't fall for this.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
She doesn't give me the time to regret or to think my choice of words. From there, it escalates, growing to an argument too petty even for standards as adults. Before you know it, one after another, harsh, scathing words are being spoken.
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Typically, I don't believe in this stuff, but even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit you're talking about is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
But someone has to be patient in all this. However much of my own has already been frayed earlier, there's no one else. What else can deal with someone selfish acting like a kid? Like every other time, it has to be me.
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Just like that, she cuts us off. Slam the door, run her face while attempting, or my own temper flared before I can stop. Although it falters briefly the hard expression on her, she snatched out the blasted paper from Ashen, and I hold on to it. Regardless how upset she appears, sour expression and bell face throwing a tantrum is simply unacceptable. For a grown woman at that, words I would tip my tongue ready before I can open my mouth and let it out. Her feelings are a mistake to be damned. Zachary raised a voice on his
Guys!
own. A warning underneath the warm and hope beat his voice. We all stopped to look at him. Even my own anger subdued to a little at this one tone.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
To an outsider, it may seem like a desperate request, but Zachary has always been the one to keep it level-headed over petty squibbles. This time's no different. He knows what to say. When he lets it fall, it's only serene, sharp, and true.
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
As carefully as he is with his own tone, he does make me feel ashamed. We're supposed to be here for him, to give a little support while we can. Yet, here he is, trying to keep three stubborn people from outright hashing it out in public. Later, we can and will talk about it, of course. There's a proper time and place for it. At the moment, my anger, whatever remains, can no longer matter. Besides me, Ashen seems to have already caught up. The lines over her shoulder ease to something much more relaxed. His expression back to his usual nonchalance. Isabella, however, she stands perfectly still, her hands still clasping the straps of her bag like a lifeline, eyes strained at some point near her shoes. There's no anger in her face, only undeniable hurt. But she's never been that good at hiding what she thinks. Always the open book, always the one to wear what her household open. Oh boy. And when she looks up, her answer is also
If we
simple.
keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Her lips are curled up in a smile, though lacking both as an unusual bright and glee. It's a smile nevertheless. I've seen it countless times. It's the very same one she would show when she had no other choice, or simply things get tough for her. But despite everything I already know about her, it still catches me off guard. In all honesty, I expect her to run, and to bail the first sign of losing this time. I won't even be surprised. At 26, she's the youngest among us, less experienced, less accustomed to deal with trivial quarrels like this. Yet she is holding herself and cooping herself like how she would with matters concerning her family. Outside of that, to me, she has always been this childish, naive girl, and watching the opposite play out right now, somehow I find it difficult to wrap my head around it.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
But I envy her.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Oh, don't cry.
Stop it!
I envy her spirit, her warmth, her cheer, her shine in her eyes when she looks at the world. How everything seems to simply fall back to a pleasant, lively rhythm with her around. How easily and tightly she fits our lives, even without our bonds, only long years can forge. Like a lost piece of puzzle, despite her jagged edges. How she draws people to her ease. How Ashen of all people can be drawn to her.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
I made no effort keeping the bitterness from my tongue. I let it seep, lingering stiff in the air as I avert my gaze on them. From their playful banter, the friendly tease of remarks, and Ashton's tender, affectionate smiles, all before stabbing aches in my heart changed to something too painful to bear. It is all in my head, so I often told myself. Yet the way my heart rents just the sight of the hurts. And like a coward, I walk away from all of it, taking me a small hope of a movie that will distract me from all these thoughts. Because, like this, it's easier to find something to hate in her. Okay, so, I think I'm gonna stop here. I guess I already made a choice in the previously with Isabel, that's why it puts me on the top path. And with an hour speaking, I only got this far. The author, man, oh my god. Alright, this is gonna be a long story. So, well, again, thank you guys very much for watching, I guess. Oh no, she's jealous of Isabel and Ashton. Oh man, we gotta make this right, guys. So, again, thank you guys very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, I'll go ahead and save, and I will say thank you guys. See you guys later next time. Peace out, guys. I'm really tired. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, thank you guys. Bye.